What does a volunteer agency actually do? Volunteering is of great importance in our society. Many people dedicate themselves to issues that are important to them, shape their neighborhood, and help other people who need help. They invest time and energy without receiving money for it, because the things they do are important to them. Promoting this commitment is the most important task of a volunteer agency. It has contact with many volunteers and cooperates with partners from very different fields. Barbara is an honorary reading mentor and practices reading with children from a primary school for 2 to 3 hours a week. She likes to join the regular training workshops of the volunteer agency to get to know new materials and exchange ideas with other volunteers. Hassan is very busy at his job and has no time for a regular voluntary commitment. This is why he likes to take part in the annual Volunteer Day or one of the Civic Engagement Action Days. There, the volunteer agency organizes various participatory activities together with other organizations and associations. These only take a few hours but have a great impact. Volunteers build toy chests for a daycare center or put the herb garden in front of the Senior Citizens Center into shape. The volunteers spend an interesting day together and are proud to have done something good. Neela also likes to join such events of the volunteer agency. She is still new in town and happy about opportunities to make contacts. That's why she sews fabric buntings for the next neighborhood festival and plans an afternoon of reading stories in the daycare center. In this way, Neela gets to know various organizations and fields of activity. This helps her decide where and in which field she might want to volunteer long term. On its homepage, the volunteer agency regularly informs you about these events, about current discussions on volunteering, about general conditions, and possible fields of activity. Here, many interested people already find all the information they need to start volunteering. As chairman of a sports club, Oliver is enthusiastic about the club forum that the volunteer agency organizes every year. Here, he gets practical tips for working in a club or organization. To support the training of a youth basketball team, he is looking for volunteers who are enthusiastic about sports. The volunteer agency helped him to create an activity profile, which is published online and communicated in the volunteer agency's consultation service, together with many other ideas that non-profit organizations have submitted. One person that benefits from this is Leon. He is currently training to become a bank clerk, but usually still has some time on weekends that he wants to spend in a meaningful way. A colleague gave him a tip to stop by at the volunteer agency. It is important to the team at the volunteer agency that everyone who wants to volunteer also finds a suitable volunteer opportunity. Therefore, Michaela, one of our honorary consultants at the agency, takes a lot of time for a one-to-one interview. She asks Leon about his interests, talents, and ideas. He tells her that he often listens to music, likes to go to concerts, and easily connects with people. Michaela recommends volunteering in a cultural center, which is looking for assistance in the event team. Here, Leon can organize film screenings and music performances together with others and help out at the box office. Leon is still in contact with the volunteer agency. After all, regular exchange meetings take place here on topics such as project management, which Leon is very interested in. He also gets the chance to get together and exchange experiences with people who are volunteering in other fields. Martha is also happy that the volunteer agency exists. She is currently setting up an online platform to mobilize people for more environmental protection. The team of the volunteer agency refers her to corporation partners and knows how such projects can be funded. Isabella's company has already supported some of the volunteer agency's activities as a sponsor. During discussions, the idea for a social day came up. With this initiative, Isabella wants to promote the personal commitment of her team and is happy to accept the support of the volunteer agency for the organization. Paul found out about the volunteer agency in the newspaper and signed up for its newsletter. He also likes to use the social media channels to learn more about its current projects. This is helpful in his job as a social worker in the city administration. From time to time, he also participates in a meeting of the Network for Civil Society and Civic Engagement, which is moderated by the Volunteer Agency. Here, many organizations, associations, and public authorities come together to develop ideas on how to promote volunteering. Sometimes the discussion focuses on how befriending programs for elderly citizens can be organized. Other times, the main topic is the participation of adolescents. Furthermore, network projects such as the volunteering fair or events to thank volunteers are on the agenda. The team members of the Volunteer Agency contribute their professional expertise to such meetings. They are committed to ensuring that volunteering is recognized in our society as a value in itself, and those volunteering are taken seriously and being supported with their ideas. They exchange views with colleagues from other municipalities and federal states in working groups and at conferences. In a volunteer agency, volunteers and professionals work together hand in hand. They are closely connected to many people in organizations and associations in politics and the administration. They develop ideas on how civic engagement can help to solve societal problems. This results in the development of volunteering projects for different audiences and new event formats. And because these can only succeed with a collective effort, the Volunteer Agency cooperates with almost everyone that cares about volunteering. You want to volunteer? Or are looking for support for your own ideas? Then get in touch with the Volunteer Agency in your city or district. Sometimes it is also a volunteer office or a coordination centre for civic engagement, many of which are listed at www.bagfa.de. Your volunteer agency is looking forward to meeting you.